Get Darkest Dungeon started. Continue our playthrough. Kind of an interesting little take yesterday. Bit painful. Morning, Aqua. Hey, Pokerface. A little bit painful the end of yesterday's stream. Wasted a week doing that. Unfortunately necessary, but I don't think we could have taken it there. We got to rethink that strategy. You know, a little bit more number crunching, I think, on the actual Fusilier. See if we can't make that a little better. Hey, Sentinel.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
Still pretty fucking good. We lost 10% damage and gained 3% crit. Decent. Alright. Not thrilled about losing that week. Not thrilled at all. I don't know that I'm ready to immediately go back either. So,
you have returned.
Sure would be nice to have sunshine in the thicket for this. Welcome back, Makenshi 2K. Thank you very much for the resub. Let's take a quick look what the hell we're doing with our troops here. So I wanted to look this up. I almost did this last night, but it makes sense to talk about it on stream, so let's do it here. Brigand Pounder. Particularly, let's look at the Matchman. Matchman at Champion has minus 18 speed, which is good, and 20 HP. Just 20. Really? Just 20? Seems pretty manageable. Can we get an average damage on somebody to approach 20? Particularly like an Arbalist? Do we have a... That's no way near. We'd have to more than double. Oh, it's minimum. And we could get the average damage to approach that. The biggest problem we had was we couldn't quite get the action efficiency we needed. So it's a 100% chance to summon the fucking the AoE guy, and it's a 66% chance to summon the brigand up front, and gotta kill that matchman. And the other problem is he's gonna change his position from 4 to 3 depending on when we kill him. I mean, this damage is the same, so the buffs are the same. Just we can't stack as many buffs on that as we can here. So I could potentially get, if I did this, don't really want this one, but let's say I went this way. Get 50% damage here. Does it show it? It does not show it. Hoping it would just modify the damage range for me and I wouldn't have to think about it. I might have to do a little bit of math. One of the ones that do 25% damage mod, right? Yeah. Yeah. We gotta figure that out. So I was wondering. So I had three kind of thoughts on this. And I'm trying to remember what they were now. Just remember there were fucking 3 of them. The first was to try and raise a single guy's damage up high enough. The second was to make sure I had a better AoE coverage. And I don't remember what the third was here. So what is this base? Base is 7 to 16. And we needed that to be up to 20. And that average damage is nowhere near 20. I mean, okay, so that's 23. And half of that then is 11.5, right? So we gotta more. We almost need to raise that by 100%. We might be able to. I was wondering about Grape Shot too, Blue. I had that same thought. That was the third part, was Highwaymen or not. Thanks actually for jogging my memory on that. I was bike riding yesterday, thinking about this. I kind of wonder about this too. Let's go have a look at what that actually does for damage at the high levels. By the way, which one do we have? Excuse me. Well, that was the other thing. The Highwayman, it wasn't just for Grape Shot though. It was also for action efficiency. We might be able to get the summons to kill themselves on Duelist Advance, which would be nice. So what is the damage range on that now? Minus 60 damage mod, hits the front 3. It doesn't have any stacking debuff. It's interesting. So the AoE we have potentially, Cultist has AoE, although he needs to heal. Highwayman has AoE. Grave Robber has AoE. To a lesser extent, if we care about position 1-2, which I don't really, because I think that guy's going to be summoned a lot. If I cared about position 1-2, it would be Crusader, Leper, Arbalist, I think. And it sounds like Highwayman as well. I'm not entirely sure what to do about the fact that it felt like a Vestal would have just been so unbelievably clutch there. Yeah, Flagellant has an AoE, but it's really bad for this. It's gonna be like 4 damage or something. Care about position 2? Yeah, but I don't know that I care about position 1-2 AoE. I'm not sure I'm gonna try to clear out that Bloodletter in the front. Just don't know that we actually have the damage to do that realistically. Hellion would be really good here. So would Houndmaster. Houndmaster would be fucking amazing here. How do I feel about flashbanging the matchman? Really bad. Flashbang does no damage, so it doesn't even set up to make the next round more efficient. Well, alright, let's do a couple things. So those are kind of, that's good to get the 3 on paper that I was thinking about. I wanted to see what stacking buffs I could throw in an Arbalist. So, realistically, if I were bringing... I don't even care. Let's say I brought the Leper again. and an occultist. Self only. What other damage buffs do I even have available? That's the other thing I was thinking about was double leper or double occultist. Or even double arbalist, but let's say double occultist for now. So if I ran something like this, we could get, this is gonna be 20, 40, 60. 60% damage plus 2 more damage items. Maximum could go to 60. I assume he's human. Yeah. 60, that would be 85. And that would be well, we could either bring it directly to 100% or we could bring it to 110, right? Although running Dismas's head is really sketchy. Where's the fucking head? So it's either 100 or 115 if we wanted. Actually, that brings the average damage up, although it doesn't bring the minimum damage down. Let's say, I mean, what's 115% of 7? Oops, don't want to open Excel. I want to open a calculator. All right. No, that's only 15. 15.05. It's damage amount on the BH pool. Pretty bad. I think it's minus 67%. Yeah, but that and the occultist AoE isn't all that valuable, Aqua. I mean, sometimes it is. And the big problem is we gotta hit position 4 and position 3. And I can't fit a grave robber in here as well, because if you think about it, the matchman spawns in 3 or 4, and based on the turn is going to be in 3 or 4 as well. That's the other problem too. If we're running a cultist, the accuracy actually becomes quite a big deal on this. I mean, he's a 35% dodge, I believe, on the matchman. Yeah. Which means we need 125% accuracy to reliably hit him, which is 20 accuracy on top of this if we're using AoEs, which is so much. Can I even get that camping up? That would be 3, 5, 7, 10, 13. Starts to be a hell of a lot. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I like this single target buff. I'm not sure we're going to be able to reliably AoE. Because of that fucking huge dodge coupled with his changing position. I would rather just single target him. Any other buffs I'm missing? What's max level battle ballad's stat? So little of that's helpful. Yeah, no, I understand we can get some some accuracy out of some quirks. But it's not a ton. I mean, we're starting at a really low number too with the Vestal artillery. Starting at 105, we need 125. That's 20 accuracy. We can get 12 out of a focus ring, but that means we either need a second accuracy item, which is brutal, or we need double accuracy quirks. I don't think any of them have double accuracy quirks.
A gleaming endowment.
Ooh. Gravity Dota, the $25 donation. Thank you very much. Says you've been watching DD10, had a lot of fun. Here's a little something in return. Greetings from Germany. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Prefer Filthy, just for future reference, but cheers. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad you've been enjoying the hell out of the YouTube stuff. We're working our way through DD12, or done challenge run 12. So if you run out of 10, we got 11 and 12 still to go. So thanks, man. How about debuffing his dodge? The minute I start doing that, it's 2 actions. Oh, that's another good thing, Gravity Dota, if you're interested. Thank you, QED. We have a spreadsheet with all the stats from Season 10, if you're interested in that, which is pretty cool. That was done by one of our subs, which was pretty cool. I mean, can I even get it? I mean, all right. Let's say I just went 100%.
A new subscriber arrives. It fills you with determination.
Welcome, Orberry. Thank you very much for the sub. Flagellant seems pretty mandatory if I want to use the occultist on offense. Flagellant's bad in this fight, though. I mean, his big dot, he's dot based. The primary target's immune to dots. His base damage is terrible. I mean, look at his base damage, 5 to 11. What's the... Yeah. The base damage on the Antiquarian's 5 to 9. And that damage is really, really rough for this. What he does bring me is AoE heals and nice setup to get to this fight. That's what he brings me. Back rank dot, man. What is the accuracy on the back rank dot? He is highly accurate. That is nice. 4-point dot and a minus 90% damage modifier. So what is that? 16 over 2 is 8. What's 0.1 of 8? Pretty bad. So it's on average doing 1 damage, assuming it rounds up. So on average, that's doing 6 damage to the back rank. Excuse me, 5 damage to the back rank. That's terrible. And that assumes I have to get through the bleed resist. I have no idea what his bleed resist is. 55. I mean, we'd be 100% chance to bleed him, but that's minuscule damage. Would be nice if we'd only have to touch 10 accuracy. Got Manslayer too, and have to touch any accuracy on Acolytes. There's no way I can fit a Plague Doctor in this fight. I mean, that was our 2 big problems, right? We didn't have consistent projected damage on rank 4, and in part we didn't have that, well, A, because the occultist was afflicted and therefore going super, super slow, which meant that I was having to figure out stuff before I got to his action, and then B, I didn't have enough healing. Our bottom damage is 7, yep. Yep, and 100% of 17 is only 14, for sure. I like need that damage. I need that distribution. I mean, I suppose it's equal numbers across all of them, right? So if we look at that, if I look at 14 to 32 as the massively buffed Arbalest damage, that's 100% buff as opposed to 115. What's the 115 on that? Let me just do that real quick too. So 0.1 times, that's 15. 15.05, do we know if that's rounded up or not? There's no fucking protection on this asshole, right? No, 0% protection. And let's take a look at that. Oops. That'd be 34.4. I wish I could test that real quick. But you're pretty sure everything rounds up? Okay. Do we have any other modifiers for damage on these buildings? We have an accuracy modifier on the arbalist. See, it's really appealing to me, the high arbalist accuracy coupled with double accuracy quirks on Aqua, coupled with another accuracy building. Means we don't have to run anything for accuracy. Okay. Damage and healing rounds up, accuracy dodge have exact numbers. Okay. Alright, so that means if I ran these really shitty quirks, like if I ran this thing, Dismas's head plus the Human Slayer, I would be at base. Let me just see the accuracy is going to be over the top, right? So we start with 115 base accuracy. From this, we add 10 here on Natural Eye plus Natural Swing. So that's 125. We need 100. All we need is 125. And we're going to have another 10 from Restring Crossbow and another 4 from the building. So he's going to be way well, not over accurate, but way accurate. Let's say we did that with the 16 to 35 damage range. It's a huge damage range, by the way. So what is that actually? So does I take the difference and add 1? Is it when there's a? I'm trying to avoid it with counting, but I'll probably just easily count that. All right, so it's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 16, 17, 18, 19. So there's 5 of them that don't hit. Actually, 4 of them that don't kill it. And that means 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Is that 16? Oh, that's a good point, Blue. Is the Flagellant always able to clean up? The problem is the turn order. Flagellant's going to go ahead of the Arbalist, and if we're making conditional decisions, we don't want to have to waste the Flagellant's action every single time. We want to be able to make that decision afterwards. And remember, anything we make that decision with, we've got to stack. We've got to stack accuracy on. Oh, fuck, I just did that wrong. Okay, hold on. These times are the best EU times. Thank you, Raindurf. Do that one more time. I think I lost count midway through. So it's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, which is 16. So it's 16 that kill it and 4 that don't. So that is 1/5, right? So it's 20% chance it doesn't die every round. And if we just go to 100% damage, we lose 2 chances out of that. Does the damage range stay the same? No, the damage range actually gets a little bit tighter too. 80% chance to one-shot it every round. running this, which costs me 5 HP, which kind of sucks. And that. Can't get more damage than that. It's 50% damage. So what's the backup on that then? It's really looking like something like this here with double occultist. Problem with double occultist is the accuracy, right? The accuracy and the stress getting there. Yep. Chance we'll miss one of those in the first. I mean, that's the other nice thing about the Flagellant. He's got a super cheap camping skill. The other thing is, if we're doing that route, we've already done two things for that, right? The first is if we're running to get the Arbalest to the numbers where he's killing 80% of the time, we have to run double damage, triple damage buffs on it, right? It's the restring crossbow plus both the cultists. Which means we're already investing, you know, an extra 15 stress in each of the occultists to get there, and we're gonna have to run Unspeakable Commune, which means we're already at what's that? 3, 6, 9, 12. We're already at 12 camping skills before anything else. Only gives us 1 encourage for stress healing. It's funny. I always used to find this fight hard. But not on level 1s and level 3s, I don't think. And I've kind of in my mind moved this back down to an easier fight, but this is again striking me as one of the harder ones right now. Well, at least with this comp. I feel like a Vestal would crush this. A Vestal can sometimes clean up position 3, 4, and sometimes AoE heal, which is really important to get people up off death's door while simultaneously padding up the HP totals for everybody else. I would really love to run this. I was waiting. This is why I left this to last as well. I've been waiting over and over and over and over again to get the town event Sunshine in the Thicket. We finally get it, but I don't have the weeks to fucking do it anymore. How about Highwayman, Arbalest, Occultist, Flagellants? Let me look at that. Means we have no stunner getting to the boss. Which means we take a ton more stress not having solid stunners. It also means... Yeah, I mean, the Highwayman will counterattack everything, but he doesn't counterattack the two things we care about, which is the cannon and the other one. I mean, he will eventually kill the... But I guess I'm not sure there is a point in killing the ranged guy, right? The ranged guy gets summoned every single round. So I'm not even sure it makes sense. I mean, the only thing the Highwayman does for us there is if he can get riposte up, he can kill the position 1 guy who's only summoned 2/3 of the rounds as opposed to every round. He's also low HP. However, I guess we could grape shot the living bejesus out of the ranks like that. Grape shot, will it do 4 damage? What's 40% of what's his damage range? 9 to 16. Why is it 9 to 16? Seems higher. Does it just have a higher range? Yeah. It's 0.4 times 9 to 16 is 25 is 12.5. So that's a average of 5, but actually it's actually what I really want is 0.4 times 9. Can do 3.6. We could low roll I mean, he could get a buff too. We could low roll a grape shot that won't kill him. Tracking shot on round 1. Okay. 20% damage on that. What's I think they're additive bonuses, so really that would be just a 0.4 damage mod, a 0.6 damage mod on 9. That would be 5.4. That would hit our minimum number, assuming we buff the hell out of the Arbalist. I mean, this was the appeal of the Grave Robber, right? Because the Grave Robber hits 3/4. I'm not sure that helps me to AoE the front ranks like that. I don't care about, I mean, I care about position 2 damage while simultaneously doing damage to the matchmaker, right? Abomination did nothing in that fight last time. And maybe I could have transformed earlier and tried it, but I don't think high base damage here is super useful. I mean, maybe. I don't really want to run pistol shot, grape shot. I mean, even then, like, the accuracy on these guys is pretty bad on pistol shot. Even with clean guns, we're only at 115. We need to be at 125, so we're still running an accuracy item on top of that. What's grape shot accuracy? Yeah, it's even worse. Actually, we can't get grape shot to guarantee a hit. With a focus ring and clean guns, it's only at 122.5, which isn't a guaranteed hit with grape shot at all. Tracking shot does give 10. That's a good point. I'm just not, I don't see the action efficiency gain from this blue. I mean, what I see is this. I see, if we think about that fight, the fight has 2 major components to it. The first is you need to, in a very action efficient method, kill the matchman. And the second part is you need to survive the return damage from being perpetually AoE'd across all 4 ranks, and then particularly heavy in the first 2 ranks. Flagellant makes, and okay, all good and well. So what you're going to want to have is the turns you aren't healing, you want to be, I mean, could we just make the Flagellant the dedicated healer there? Just spam reclaim. Is there a % chance to be bled, or is it just a guarantee? The occultist thing, I think, has a listing next to it. It's like 160% at rank. So we're gonna bleed. We're gonna bleed ourselves every time we do that. And I'm not even sure that's all that useful. I mean, it heals 3 points for 3 rounds, which means we're healing 9 damage. And it costs, I mean, I can bandage spam for this, so to a point, I can bring 9 bandages. But even a 9-point heal doesn't seem that good. Because, okay, so think about your turns, right? When you're not, your kind of logic tree is kill, make sure the Fusilier, the matchman, dies. If that's taken care of, check your health. If your health is high enough, you do damage to the cannon. If your health isn't high enough, figure out some way to heal. Man, even if I took the 50% bleed thing here, which I would never take without the bleed charm. So let's say I took bleed charm and 50% bleed resist. So we're at plus 70% bleed resist. It's only 195. Minus 160. We're only resisting that. you know, 35% of the time or whatever. That means we're still bleeding the vast majority of the time. But it's not even the point. The point is, I'm not sure that reclaim is an efficient use of actions. So, what do I mean, no? 125 plus 50 plus 20 is 195. Oh. Oh, I've got it backwards. I see. I see. AK never bleeds. Alright. That is a little bit more appealing, but I'm not sure, again, is a 9-point heal from the front worth it? I mean, it would free up, so what it would do, it would free up the, so if we brought our Manslayer guy here, he's at 125%, no, he's at 120 accuracy, annoyingly. That's 125 there. No, it's 100, okay, it is 125 on the two we care about. So that was without any items, is a guaranteed hit on the Fusilier if we go that route. And if we ran these as items. Alright, 190 bleed. We decided this was a 160% chance. Okay. Alright, I like the disease cure and stress cure going into that. Anybody can get 160 without that item? I don't think so, right? I mean, we have a cleansing charm, but I don't think cleansing charm is a good item to bring on a guy who's mostly my damage dealer. What do you guys think? 10 dodge? I mean, okay, let's compare these right now, because this is hilarious too. So this is, we'd get 35% bleed chance, 20% max HP, 35% move resist, and 10 dodge. We get 15. The new battle tech, I looked at that initially and wasn't real thrilled about the graphics, but I won't rule it out. I kind of want to look at it again and see if it got decent reviews, etc. If the game is fun, I might be able to make up for it. All right. Quick draw is fine. There. I really don't want to bring too many afflicted people in here, but I really want Manslayer. I don't want to bring the afflicted people in here because I don't want the fucking curse doing stupid things. And it will do stupid things. Occasionally it'll just yank my turn away from me. Alright, if we're doing this though, we're bringing this guy as a heal bot. Oh, Bleed Charm also, that's a good point. That does up my bleed. So it's at 189 and we have 190 resist. That's funny. You're in the beta and it's fun? Huh. Alright, so if essentially we're going to remove the occultist as the primary healer. Oh, it's at 180, not 190. Okay. Can we get an accurate enough? Again, we predicated our damage numbers on double damage buffs on the Arbalist. And again, bringing the Highwayman doesn't give me a stun as I get there. Alright, if I ran this, we get the damage numbers we're talking about. What did we decide the damage was on Reign of Sorrows? Do I need the occultist? I need the damage buff off the occultist blue. Unless I can figure out a better way to get the damage. Could do it with BH stun and 2 DPS in the back. I don't think so. The hell do I get with that?
Quitters never win.
Thank you. Well, hello there. Welcome back. What type of party is this? We're looking to kill the cannon. And even camping here is pretty painful, right? It's 3, 5. Oh, I was counting these as 3s, I think. 7, 10, 12. Actually, that's not that bad. Would 2 Arbalists be better than a Cultist Arbalist? I don't think 2 Arbalists are better, no. Because remember, the goal is action economy, blue. And what does 2 Arbalists get me for action economy? It gets me nothing for action economy. The goal is to either one-shot the little fucker every round, so I have 3 or 2 attacks on the cannon, or it is to or put the guy at enough damage that I can get it with an AoE that also hits the cannon. I don't think I can I have flashing daggers from position 2? Actually can. Accuracy's garbage on it. I mean, I could run this. So, see, this would be really convenient because what this would do is Arbalist takes the shot. If the enemy is in position 4, we just fucking, and the Arbalist doesn't kill it, we Abyssal Artillery. And if the enemy is in position 3 and we don't kill it, we Flashing Daggers. So we can hit the cannon. But I don't think the damage is good enough, and I don't want fucking Grave Robber in position 2. At all. And I also kind of like the redundancy of double Occultist Healers. I mean, Occultist is a decent damage dealer if we can get that accuracy up. Base damage, a base of 100 is pretty fucking terrible though. That's a good point. 1 tree branch and someone's getting wrecked. Yep. And there will be 1 tree branch along the way. Worse than that is actually zombie hits on this guy. Yeah, but what do we cycle in there instead? I need a stunner to get there with stress and regional numbers. What's the damage base if I lose another 20% damage? So that would be just a modifier of 50, 70, 90. It's a 90 mod. 90 mod on 7 to 16. Means we do 13.3, which rounds up to 14. It's actually the same as 100, the 90 versus 100. Oh, you guys don't like the theory crafting? I was really displeased with how that fight was going yesterday. Like, it wasn't at all in our control. There was a lot of fucking RNG going on in that fight. I mean, we got 2 misfires and a dodge. Like, we were clearly losing that fight. And the cannon was only at like a 1/3 health, and we had all of our guys out of health. Actually, that number is probably lower Aqua than 20%. So we gotta add in the crit mod there. Which is actually 7% on top of that, 17.5. So 17.5% of the time of that 20%, we're fine anyways. So it's like, it's almost like 0.8 of 0.2, right? But I mean, that's still a fair chunk, but it's lower than it was, lower than we're giving it credit for. No, I don't think Riposte is helpful here because I don't think it kills the targets we care about. It kills a guy that gets respawned every round anyways. The only way we can avoid the damage from the AoE guy is if we kill him before he acts. I don't think I have the action economy to kill him before he acts. If I kill him after he acts, it doesn't do anything because the cannon just summons another one that shoots me the next turn anyways. So, and he's pretty fast. I think we just have to endure that damage. Highwayman Crusader? What do I get by that? I hear the point about, is the occultist even necessary? Can I solo heal the wield with a flagellant? Need a self-healing guy. What about something like that? So we lose 2 damage buffs on the Arbalist. So Arbalist is now 70% damage. And 70% of, or 170% of 7 is what? 11.9, 12 damage. 12's pretty bad. Starts to be a lot of numbers that miss. I mean, if we don't want to run Leper there, we can run a Abomination, but I don't think it's better. I think it's worse. We still don't have a consistent, we don't have a, see, this is the best action economy for killing a back rank. I guess it doesn't really matter if it's a whole action or not. So if I look at the actions on this team, every round, because the Grave Robber would go first, every round the Grave Robber needs to, if the cannon dude is in position 4, the Grave Robber has to throw. If the cannon dude's in position 3, the Grave Robber flashing daggers. So call it, I don't know that there's any, which of those ranks is more likely to occur. I think it mostly occurs in position 3, but I don't think it's entirely, I think there's some chance involved in that, I'm not entirely sure. Which means that say the bulk of the time we get it and we take 2 actions to kill it, and because the Grave Robber goes first, and that's my second way of doing damage to rank 4, I have to take that action anyways, which means I get almost no benefit from the buffs on the fucking Arbalist. So call it 50% of the time I get damage on the cannon, 50% of the time I don't. 100% of the time this guy's healing. Which leaves what? This guy just whacking the cannon most of the time, over and over and over again. Oh yeah, we don't have a stun here either. There's no stun in this combo. Yeah, I could run Crusader. It's true. Although Crusader's not super sweet here for a lot of reasons. So Crusader comes in with a slew of problems. Mostly, why do I bring the Crusader? I hate how low that stun mod is, by the way. So that at least gets me a stunner and a stress healer on the way there. That would be nice. I feel like not having a second healer here is gonna cost us a little bit. If we go that route, if we don't go, if we go bounty hunter here, I don't feel comfortable at all keeping their health up. Yeah, if the Crusader's just hitting the cannon, he does not need much. That's correct. But again, this doesn't get me any action efficiency. Like in position, I still gotta fucking. I mean, if we're this kind of defeats the purpose of massively buffing the Arbalest, because that just means the Arbalest every single round would just be shooting the dude. I mean, the only AoE we're getting here then is the Grave Robber. What a weird little comp. But what I mean, what doesn't do that? But it's not the fight, Blue. I mean, that's the fight with this group. That would be the fight. With the double occultists, 80% of the time we only waste one shot. And that's the entire point of looking at that line of thinking, is because the action economy is so much fucking better. I guess the problem is, again, the Arbalest is probably going after the other guys, though. If the Arbalest is going last here, and there's no way to not make it go last, it gets really, really hard to make that work out. I don't think I can buff anyone else's damage as high as the Arbalest. I think even like Pistol Shot has that negative damage mod to it, right? Yeah. So we could maybe buff the Grave Robber damage. Grave Robber has the benefit of going first. And same damage range as the Arbalest, 7 to 16, right? Yeah. Same damage range as the Arbalest. The modifier on Throw Dagger is better crit mod. Any benefit to this? I mean, I don't get to run then marching restrained crossbow, which is too bad because that's a big chunk of the accuracy. It's a weaker base accuracy mod on this too, although I guess I would roll on this like for the first round till we get that accuracy buff up. Can't use lunge on this fight. If I was just spamming Throw Dagger. What would that look like? Okay, so let me just start writing these, because we are making some actual progress here. It might not sound like it, but we are. So let's look at this. So Arbalest, Cultist, Flagellant. Problem is, Arbalest is last, so it's 2 actions. Alright, can we fix that? And then the other one we're looking at was Arbalest, Grave Robber, Crusader, Flagellant. The fuck do we get out of that? mean, the Arbalest could be any damage dealer with that. Except I guess she comes in with base accuracy. Alright. Grave Robber at least comes in with the way to do that. Grave Robber's damage is going to be garbage. What if we ran these on the Grave Robber? Fuck, can I really don't like the idea of minus 10% max HP on the Grave Robber. Already 11 HP lower. It's so low. Well, let's say we ran that. What does this actually do for us? 9 to 20. It's not actually looking at the numbers, so was it 7 to 16? So it's the same deals. So we're only getting a 50% damage modifier on the Grave Robber. That's the best we're going to be able to do, and this is no accuracy. 50% damage modifier. 10.5 minimum damage, so 11 minimum damage. It's 9 damage shy of killing something useful. How about double Grave Robber? We do anything with this? Does this matter in any way? Does this help us anyway? I mean, this would let us spam Flashing Dagger. I mean, I don't have enough damage mods to go around here, but let's say we at least get the 25% damage. I think 9 to 20 is probably pretty accurate. 25% damage. There's no damage mods to be run. I could run something like, you know, Ancestor's Candle for another 15% damage. So if we did something like, I don't know, Ancestor's Candle on one of them, and then the other one gets this plus the Musket Ball. So this is a 40% damage mod. Although their accuracy is still really fucking shitty. It's only 110. So if I'm trying to Flashing Dagger, I can't do this without an accuracy mod. So let's even say we ran an accuracy mod. Say we dropped that one, instead ran Focus Rings on them. So it looks something like that. So it's only a 25% damage mod, so they're doing 9. And base range is 9. What's the Flashing Dagger modifier? Minus 33. Could I do this realistically? Or reliably, rather? 3. So 0.67 times 9. So we could do as low as 6 damage on that. Really? As low as 6 damage? Does that seem fucking abysmal to anyone else? Alright. So what would it actually be? And what's... So the other one could do 9, so combined they could do 15 damage. So combined they wouldn't even one-shot the fucking... They don't even guarantee. So we can't guarantee with the AoE damage to kill the guy. That's so bad. So where are we getting our action economy back from? You're wrong in every way, Mullum up. It's a 100% chance on the veteran to spawn the shooting guy, and it's a... Look, we can look it up. I'll show you. So on champion. Oh, not quite. Summon Brigand Pyro is 100%, 67% to summon a backup Brigand. Performs 2 summons. The first will summon a Matchman, the second is to summon either a Cutthroat or a Fusilier. And a Bloodletter, potentially. Okay. So... 2/3 of every round. I don't think there's a point in killing them. You can be sure all you want. It's a 67% chance of that. So you'd have to kill him, and we tried that. We tried that a little bit last round. On the veteran difficulty levels, there's too much HP to chew through every round. I don't think it makes any sense to kill them. Often is the wrong word. 33% of the time it will spawn only the Matchman. Take more than 1 round to kill them, you'll have full ranks anyways. Yep. I mean, the Arbalest looks so good till you think about the speed rolls. Then the Arbalest gets bad, because the speed roll here would be 80% of the time I don't have to do anything else. But what do I do about the 20% of the time when I do have to do anything? Can we buff for crit at all? Even that's not really going to help, though. Are there any other damage buffs? Could we make that? I mean, we're so close to making that 100% of the time. But if we did what if we did Sunshine? What if we had 130 on this? 130 damage mod of 7, right? That puts us in 17 damage range. Still not enough, though. Still need 3 more damage. Oh, man. The other way would be bring 2 Arbalists and have one of them be faster than the other and buff the one that's slower. Or excuse me, buff the one that's faster. We can force them to be slower too, with restring and items. Okay, so what could I realistically get their speed differences at? Any of them have stupid things that make this worse? No. Okay. I can't spend every 3rd round casting Blind Fire for the buff. I mean, we do have a plus damage item that removes speed, and we have a plus damage item that gives speed. So we can finesse the speed a little bit. I mean, I could potentially run 2 on that. And then, so that would be 0 speed between this and the buff. And this would be 5, 7. With one of these. Could even get it up to 8 there if I wanted to run accuracy, but I don't think I do. I think I want to run damage. Where's the other fucking item? So we could get the damage difference to be pretty meaningful. And with those two, because that lets us take advantage for the action economy element of it, right? So that's the whole point, is if the guy one-shots, then we don't have to waste the second shot. It starts to get interesting. Okay, so this is our shitty stunner until we get there. Use an action to buff. No, I don't. So this is spamming heals. The slower Arbalest, the faster Arbalest is the one with all the damage. It shoots the target every round, kills it. I don't know what the percentage is yet. We'll have to do that math again in a second. And then this guy just hits the cannon and throws backup heals as needed. And then the bulk of the time, like 70% of the time, this other Arbalest shoots the cannon as well. But 30% of the time, it cleans up the guy, the brigand, right? That makes some sense to me. Because now we're actually seeing our action economy come back, because we're not wasting 2 actions every single fucking round to kill the cannon or kill the guy. We're wasting most rounds 1 action, and this doesn't worry about position 3 or position 4 because either of those positions we're still good in. Okay, this is starting to look like something I can work with. What do we need to worry about? We have the Flagellant is my AoE healer for this. He's going to make up for the fact that we're eventually going to get worn down by the repeated nukes. So that we can try to, it'll probably be, most rounds will be reclaim, and then every probably 3rd or 4th round will be redeem. That seems manageable. We have 2 ways of modifying their speed. Alright, we need to look at the damage now, because I need to get the percentages on the Arbalest. So let's also look at camping skills real quick. This does not give me increased camping skills. If I brought a leper, it would give me increased camping skills. But no stuns on the way there. What about an abomination? That gives me the plus camping, it gives me a better stun, gives me the I'm gonna have to transform it on the last fight, but the last fight we're not so worried about the stress. Well, it depends what we get to, but I manage my stress better getting there. I can transform on the last fight and only attacking the cannon. Gives me +2 camping skills from the outsider's bonfire and gives me a better stun all the way up there. Well, range wise, because it's position up to position 3 on the stun. Kind of like that better. Oh, that's a good point, though. The Crusader does have targeted stress healing. Well, let's look at the camping buffs then. What's the difference here? We can do the numbers. Let's do math together, chat. Oh, I know some of you are bored with this, but hopefully the rest of you who like my content, like the guiding part of this, are a little bit more interested in this. Okay, so we're looking potentially at Arb, Abomination, Flagellant, or potentially a Crusader there. And the difference is this is 14 camping skills. This is 12. We can't avoid nighttime ambush with this party here. So we have 14 and no nighttime ambush avoidance, which kind of sucks. Maybe blue? Although I don't know that I want the cannon in position 1 because the Arbalist can't hit position 1 for shit. So what would that actually look like? What are the camping skills? I would like to run the accuracy buff on each of them. And one of them would like to run the speed buff. Probably might save me an item. That's 9. Flagellant probably is going to want stress heal for 2. It's 11. The Abomination, I would love to run the Abomination bleed resist item for this, but I don't know that it's that important. I guess Psych Up could be a thing too. So that is already 3, 6, 9, 11. The bleed resist would be 14. That'd be no camping protection. So what if I ran? Okay, what would Arb, Crusader, Flagellant look like for camping? It's still 3, 6, 9. Yeah, they also can't run. I mean, it depends if I need that. Okay, so all right, I need to look at numbers. The faster one needs, I mean, we can make this a guarantee too. If we camp, if we use the camping skill marching plan on the slower one to buff the faster one, the difference then becomes 9 compared to 0 because he'll have -2 compared to the thing. It should make it a guarantee who goes first. Alright. I don't need +4 speed though, blue. And I can run a better damage item by not running both of them. I saved 3 camping skill at the cost of damage. And I think damage is consistency in terms of killing the matchman. So if I ran Manslayer Ring there, like this, I think that's as minimal as I can do. So this would be 25, it's 40. The camping skill is 20%, right? So that's 60. I have no damage buff to be given, but 60% on that one. So what does that look like? Was it 7 to 16 is the base? Yeah. Oops. Okay, so that's 26 high-end damage. And what is it, 7? So it's 12 low-end. So it's 12 to 26. What's the crit chance? Not sure. That's crit mod is 7, base is 10.5, 7 is 17.5, plus we have modifier somewhere, 17.5. What's the other modifier? Oh, crit off of the restring. So 22.5. 17 and 5, yeah, 22.5. Okay, with 22.5 crit. All right, what does that look like realistically? Okay, 12 to 26. So it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there's 8 misses out of that. And what are the rest? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. There's 7 kills. That's less than 50-50 on that. Well, but let's take, so it's And anytime any of those crit all the way up, so it's 22% of that. What is that? So 0.225 times 8. It's 1.8. So realistically, that only puts it to 7 and 8, right? It's about 50-50 that we're gonna have to do that. So we get one fucking action back there. Man, could we? Is there any way we could get some more buffs on this Arbalest? What's the difference if item is 25, it's 40 from items, and 20 from camp? What if we got another 15? What was 1.75 do to that? From 7. Doesn't. It does. It pushes it to 13. And what is 1.75 times? Was it damage range 16 base? 28. That means 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 7 misses. And 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 9 hits. So this was almost 50-50, right? Basically put that up to 8.8 versus 6.2 for miss hit. And what is that percentage? 6.2 is X percent of 15. X of 15. So, okay, 6.2 divided by 15 then is 41. 41% to miss, to not kill without the buff. And what does it go to the other way? This is still 22.5 crit. So, alright, so we need 0.225 times 7. It's 1.5. So it comes in at 7 minus memory recall. You know we're gonna be doing math on stream today. It's good. It's good. So that'd be 5.4 miss, and there's 16 total outcomes, which means that it's 10.575 hits, and 5.4 is X percentage of 15. So 5.4 divided by 15 is 36. Is that worth a week? Okay. All right. So, do those numbers change anything? No. Is there any way we can get a damage bonus onto any of these Arbalists? Who gives other damage bonuses? The Jester gives an other crit percent chance bonus. The Bounty Hunter's buffs are only self only and they don't help versus target 1. It's only the Occultist we could do for an other buff, right? Yeah. So if we subbed this out and ran Occultist, we could get another buff there. Okay. And this is 1.6 mod down here. Some self buffs. And if we add, that gives us 2 more things to calculate there, because it gives us with the wield buff and without. So if we can get another camping buff, we can bring that up to 1.95. We brought a cultist in there. Cultist is part of the Outsider's Bonfire, or no? It's not, right? So we only have 12 buffs then. So if we run a cultist buff, we can't do any stress healing. So it seems unlikely that we'll get that buff. But let me just look at that. I want to see the percentage change. Okay. It's not a huge waste of time. Even if it just confirms gut instinct, that's good. But the brain, like, I'm a fucking psychologist by training, man. Do you know how many different ways the brain can be tricked and is wrong? What you're talking about is like heuristics, and your heuristics are really good most of the time, but there's so many predictable ways they fail. Like, no. So that's 1.95 there, or potentially 1.8 here. What's the 1.8 range on that? Does it change the numbers? 1.8 times 7 is 12.6, so it actually puts it at 13 minimum. And what's 1.95 times 7? 14. And then what's the 1.8 times 16, right? It's 28.8, it's 29. And then 1.95 times 16 is 32. See, that number starts to get good, because as the upper range goes up, assuming it's equal, I think it's equal distribution across it. Okay, so 32 max and 14 min. What does that actually give us? It's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 6 that fail. And then it's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. It's 13 hits. That number's already way fucking better. Alright, and what's the other one? It's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 is 7. And then 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 10. We're considering that, Savalas, is exactly what we're considering. We're considering stacking the buff by doing Sunshine in the Thicket, and then I'm looking at the numbers with that, what that works out to be with each of these variants. So I'm looking at the variant of Abomination variant versus Occultist variant, and I'm looking at Sunshine variant versus non-Sunshine variant. So it's a 2x2 grid, and I'm just calculating percentages on hits for the percentage that the faster Arbalest kills it in 1 shot versus 2 shots, which lets me see how much action economy I get back by the buffs that I'm running. That's what I'm doing right now. So it's taking a moment. We're halfway there, though. We're more than halfway there. I just got to do a little bit of math here. Okay, so it's still 22.5 crit. And what does that actually mean there? So 22.225 times 7. Take off my shoes and socks. No, I'm getting good value on my fingers right now. Thank you, though. You know, there's certain things that you never get fucking better at, no matter how many times you do math. One of them for me is when I'm looking at number ranges. So, like, how many numbers are there in a range between 11 and 20? There's an answer to that, but I always fuck up and think I'm fucking up if I'm miscounting the 11 or not, right? So it's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's 10 in that range, right? But it feels like there should be 9 because 20 minus 11 is 9. And I always do that. So I like to count those. So that's why I keep counting things on my fingers, because I'm getting ranges on that. Oh well. All right, anyway, so it's 1.5 out of the 7, right? That was what I just did there. So 0.225 times 7. Okay. That's what I was saying earlier in the stream, when it's 1 plus that. Yeah. It's 1 plus the number would make sense. Is how I think of that mentally. Anyways, so let me restore. This is the same number over here, right? 6.2. 7 minus. Sorry. Today is Filthy Does Math on stream day. It's fun. Basic math, but still useful math. Okay. That means there's 17 total. What's memory restore? 17 minus memory recall. This is why I don't understand when people talk to me about like min-maxing Dungeons and Dragons. I have a fucking spreadsheet that's like 10 pages long on my Google Drives, and one of those pages is just graphs of how how my characters perform ahead of time, because this stuff is enjoyable to me. So, all right, let's go take a look at the next one over here, which is 6 misses. So it's 0.225 times 6 is 1.35. So let's take a quick store on that, and then I'll give you some numbers in a second. And I'll show you why this is all worthwhile. 6 minus memory recall. It's 4.65 misses. And then what's the hit on that? There's 19 total. So 14.35. Okay. Now we gotta do percentages. 4.65 is X percentage of the total, which is 19. So it's 4.65 divided by 19, which is 24.5. Call it 25% miss. And what's the other one? 5.45. 425, I guess, divided by this total there of 17 is 31.2 misses. 32 or 31.9 rather. Okay, so what do we get out of this? The last one I'm missing the numbers on still. Why am I missing the numbers in the last one? 5.4 divided by 10.57, 51. Okay, here's what we take home by this. So we have four. The grids look like this. So this is we'll do them from. That number is wrong. Why is that number wrong? So fucking annoying when you look back at this, one of the numbers wrong. Because that should be the lowest. Shouldn't be higher there. So that's 14 is 15. There's 16 there. Did we do that right? I don't think we did. I think it's 5.4 out of 15. Oops. All right, before we do this too long. What am I looking for there? I'm looking for percentage misses. So 5.4 divided by 617. There it is. Okay. All right. So the grids. It's a 2x2 grid, right? So it goes. I'll type them in chat for you guys here. This is just the double Arbalist with no other buffs. So it's Arbalist. It's Arbalist. It's no Occultist. No Occultist. No buff. No wield. Right? Is 41% miss. Let me just see if I can do those. And then it's no Occultist wield is a 31.7% miss. Then it's the Occultist no wield, and that's 32% miss, which is basically the same as running it, because it's a 20% buff versus a 15% buff. And then it's Occultist yes wield, and that comes out to a 25%.
Quitters never
miss.
Win.
Hey V, welcome back. 36 months, man. 3 fucking years. Holy shit. All right. So the question is, what is it worth to have those differences in percentages? I mean, the difference between the minimum we get is 41% miss chance, and the maximum we get is 25% miss chance. So we're only getting 16% of the time, which is less than 1 in 5 rounds. We get an extra shot with the Arbalist. Is that worth it? I don't know, man. Actually, this is the first time I've spoken to V or seen V since the bachelor party, so I'm glad you're still alive. I wasn't sure if the recovery from the detoxing process left you alive and kicking or not. Good to see you are still here. So I don't know. I mean, now we have the information. Now we can make a decision. What is the decision worth? I think my suspicion is the Occultist is not worth very much, and I think the Occultist being there is more dangerous than the Arbalist being there. Than the Abomination being there, rather. And we get some redundancy by bringing the... if we bring an Abomination, We get less stress to get there, but maybe more stress in the fight. Constant shakes. Yeah. Yeah. I've been treating those with alcohol. I don't know if the alcohol helps the shakes or not, but that's been my strategy. Can't take Abomination Flagellant. Yes, I can. I'm special. And I guess the only question then is, I still can't run nighttime buff. I don't have enough nighttime buff for the Crusader. So it's literally, is the Crusader's single target stress healing and light. We can't forget the light element of that. Worth it. So I think my decision is I don't care about the Occultist buff. I would like to run the wield stuff, but it's only a 5% difference, which is 1 in 20 attacks. We're probably not even going to go 20 rounds on this. I don't actually think it makes much of a difference. I don't think I want to waste a week on that. So I think the take home from this is I'm going to roll on a 41% chance to not kill the guy every round, which is a bit of a bummer. And the question then is, what do we want? Do we want the Abomination damage versus what's the actual? We want Crusader or Abomination versus this? What type of factors do we care about? We care a little bit about bleed resist. And the Crusader has lots of good stressing skills, de-stressing skills, except they're very expensive.
You are a content creator. You have people relying on you, fans counting on you. It's not about your personal feelings of how much pleasure or pain you get from this. This is about what you can do for your channel and for your viewers. I think, is there really even a discussion about whether or not you chug that champagne right now?
That's good advice. It's good advice. It's good advice from that. That should probably be a quote, Aqua. Because probably most people don't click the link when they see that. It should probably be a quote. But I did like that. I do like that. We should keep the sound thing as well. That sounds like words of fucking wisdom. Oh man. I'm gonna distract my wife. I'm gonna send that to my wife real quick. So I think she's heard this.
You are a content creator. You have
pause
people.
Pause. Okay. I don't think Frigg's seen that. Alright, we've put off almost successfully an hour and a half doing anything here, which is excellent. Which is a big plus. Alright. Is the PKA a drunk episode? Good. How many rounds would the Abomination or Crusader lessen the fight? Do we want to calculate? I don't really want to calculate that. We can look at the damage. What's the damage range? 10 to 19. What's the damage range here? 11 to 20. But it's even better because when you transform, you get another 25% on top of that. We actually do. This is 3, 6, 9. There's a chance we'll have enough on the Abomination to even run Psych up potentially, but I probably won't. It's probably going to be Eldritch Blood. Eldritch Blood is good here though, because the bleed resist means less stuff I have to worry about with the ridiculous shankers. Kind of be nice. So, anyways. Half an hour? Are you kidding me? It's been an hour and a half of prep. Okay. So this is who we're bringing. Can we actually do it now? Oh, we could actually do it now. What's my other, other stuff look like? Zanzon, the other guy is getting unyielding, Eldritch Hater, balance. Wow, dude, I want that Wheeled Explorer though. Alright, so we're not doing Sunshine, is what we decided on this. We're just going to take that percentage chance. We are going to go after... I think it's time to go after the Countess. or do Darkest Dungeon 1. But I think I was trying to rule out doing any of the Darkest Dungeons until we had done everything else. So it's Arb, Abomination, Flagellant. Okay, I can get behind that. Oh yeah, no, definitely calculate this out separately. Awkward. Don't have this. Yeah, this should be a separate portion, and there should be like some sort of warning on it that it's all just theory crafting. It's just all talking, because a lot of people are gonna not want to watch that, but some people are gonna be really, really turned on by that. And I try to do my best for a wide diversity of kinks and fetishes. So that's what the channel is really about, providing that kind of content. So I guess we're going into the courtyard to provide time for the other guys that I want to bring on this mission to be stress healed and cured. Annoyingly, this is 2 weeks on this guy, on Chopperino, because I want to get rid of bleed. If I'm bringing Chopperino, I don't have to here, except Wheeled Explorer is really good. But if I bring Wheeled Explorer, I can't. I don't want to bring double Afflicted. What's the other Flagellant stuff? Other Flagellant is Wheeled Adventure. Yeah, see, it'd be nice to bring Wheeled Adventure combined with Explorer. And the Explorer quirks on the Abomination. Okay. Alright. So. Well, I'm going to fight the cannon, but we just... Are you kidding me? We just decided on the guys we want to bring. We now got to prepare them to actually fight the cannon, which means I need weeks to do that, because the guys who fought the cannon are the ones I want, some of the ones I want to bring, and he's at 99 stress, and we got to get that taken care of. So, Abby, stress relief for Chopperino. I guess the awkward part of this, though, is I can't bring the Arbalest to the dungeon I want to go to if I do it this way. Okay, and it wasn't difficult last time you fought him? Were you fighting him on Bloodmoon on level 5 with restricted classes? Did you bring a Vestal or a Hellion? Perhaps a Man-at-Arms or a Houndmaster? Did some of those things make it easier? Were you running Moon Rings or Sun Rings? Maybe you had some extra damage in there at the cost of no items? I mean, I could bring these 4 right now and do it now. Or I could wait. I lose the Explorer quirk is what I lose with that, which means the fights there get worse. I mean, I would consider doing that, Blue, except I think that part of the challenge is... I think part of the challenge is we don't go into the Darkest Dungeon until all the rest of the content is cleared out, Blue. Maybe I could wait 1 week if I'm not bringing Arbalest, but I think I want to bring an Arbalest into the Countess area because the comps I'm looking at for that I think require Arbalest. Fuck. Do I need both my Arbalest now? Then I need them both to be ready. There's not going to be any weeks off for them. Unless, but it's going to have to be a week off anyways because I'm going to finish this fight and they're not going to have a week. I mean, it's gonna be it's gonna be the same stuff we were running last time. It's gonna be Arbalest, Flagellant, Occultist, and a Stunner. Probably a Bounty Hunter, but likely no, it's likely gonna be almost this exact comp except we put an Occultist in there. Yeah. You think DD 1 through 3 should be fair game? That's interesting. Just because we're trying to play the timer as well. I could get behind that logic. That logic would be good. Does anyone know if Darkest Dungeon stress clears also take off afflictions? I don't like this. I don't like this little thing here. So the big problem is I'm not getting the